Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a nice start to your weekend. Today I'm headed out to Bainbridge, PA. I'm going to be following the Northwest River Trail and hopefully exploring the White Cliffs of Conoy. Welcome to my channel, and I hope you'll follow along. Okay guys, I just got here. Where I drove to is straight down River Road on 441, and off of the Columbia exit you will go towards Bainbridge, and you will follow it all the way out until you see Collins Road on your left. It's about 13 miles from Route 30, and you wind up in the Fisherman's Wharf parking lot, and that's where I'm at now. So this is a map that I downloaded and printed out for today. It covers all of the trail parking areas and the trailheads and interesting points along the Northwest River Trail. I had done a video previously in the Chickies Rock area, which is down around here, and today I'm starting up here at the Fisherman's Wharf parking lot, and we're going to go this way. So if you want this map, it's online. I'll put a link to it in my description. So we're here in the parking lot. Over there is a porta potty. There's a sign there explaining the foul mouth access area, which is where I'm at. And down here looks like to be the boat launch area. So I'm just going to kind of hop down here. There is a fisher down here somewhere, but just to give you an idea of some of the things that I hope to see today. I had followed a bunch of people on YouTube, and they explored way up the other way, opposite of where I think we're going today, but I want to do that another time. But isn't this gorgeous? This is so pretty. Gotta watch your footing there. This is a lot of rocks and stuff and crevices. This is to the right where I told you the fisherman was, the fisher people, because actually I think it was a man and a woman, and they were just coming back in. So I thought, why not? I'll just come out here for a few minutes and get some footage and show you how beautiful it is. There's some cliffs, or not cliffs, I don't know what you'd call these things actually, out there. And you could walk out on these very easily. Nice little pool of water here with some algae. Some really cool rock formations, and down there we can see some smokestacks and some electrical lines. It's a beautiful morning, little brisk out. When I started out this morning it was 42 degrees. It's now up to about 52, I believe. But we are going back over towards the boat launch there and over onto the Northwest River Trail. Okay, so at the start of the trail, you can see there's several people with bikes along here. It's a really nice area. There's this cool house here too. Well, it's called Lunker's Landing. I'm not real sure what it's for, but it looks like at one time at least it was a place for people to stay or some kind of business, I'm not sure. But the trail just starts along here, and we're going to follow it down as far as we can. From here we should be able to get to the White Cliffs. As with most of the Northwest River Trail, it's a nice, easy path. It's paved, it's quiet at this end so far, but then again, I'm here on an early morning on Friday. Did see the bikers and the fishermen, but very quiet other than that. Lots of birds out. We'll just see what we can see. I know a lot of this area has various canals and things like that from times past. And there's a lot to be explored on the river itself and right along the edge of it. I really hope to get more and more information and explore some of those areas also. So off to the right along this trail from the parking lot that I came from, to the right is the Susquehanna River. I just saw this little path with a bridge. It doesn't say private property, so I'm gonna get off of the paved trail and go back here a little bit to see if there's anything worth seeing. But I like going off trail just a little bit sometimes because you just never know. And this looks like it would be at least going a little closer to the river. I'm not sure though. Find out. I'm listening to these birds. A lot of them out here. Seems like they know when I put on my recording, then they kind of stop. So far this just looks like it runs alongside the actual paved trail. And it's just, I don't know, nicer. I don't necessarily like walking on pavement, so this seems cool. Rather be walking in the woods any day. Aha, signs. So that, on that side and on the opposite side, are part of the Conoy Wetlands Preserve, with this part here with these little paths is the Foulmouth Forest Garden. You can see I have some information on the different types of garden species and points of interest here. The path to the left up there where I showed you before comes out to here. So it might be a really nice spot to take your kids or your dog. I like it. Another little side path after that, off to the right, it's unmarked. You can follow it the whole way out to the river again. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do that until I got up to the other area, but here we are. We're closer now to the smokestacks. The river is I believe, the hydroelectric plant. I'm not positive over there. I've heard tell of that for a while now, but never really knew exactly where it was. But as you can see, there's probably a way to follow right along the shoreline here. You just have to be careful. Now, if I try to go this way, I'd have to go through that stuff to get to the other side of the beachfront. But we're just gonna get back up to the trail because I'm sure there's probably gonna be lots more little side paths I wanna take. Another sign here for Conoy Wetlands. Off to the left, looks like there's an old bridge that is just here. It's not really going anywhere. And the path actually runs alongside it. Let's see what's up here. Probably not a whole lot, but I know there's a creek called Conoy Creek, so maybe it's going back to that. I have to say though, that trees and the leaves are so beautiful. If it wasn't for other people on the trail. Good morning. A lot of bikers. That's why I keep trying to get a glimpse of this trail without people. But people like to exercise, and that's a good thing. Another trail into the Conoy Wetlands. It says it's under video surveillance. Look, there's a little shed of some sort back there. Not really sure what that is, but we're not going to stop there. Just a beautiful morning. Starting to get a little warmer too. About 2 miles from there, we come up to King's Road, which is another entrance to a parking spot. And this is actually getting us a little closer to the river. It's a nice little area. It looks like you could have plenty of spots to park in, go down to the river if you like, get a better view. I know that I've just got a couple miles to go yet to get to the cliffs, so I'm going to, because I have to walk all the way back to my car, so I'm probably not going to go down to the river as often as I would if I parked up closer. This is what you have here. Crossing over another little bridge on this path, and I looked off to the side. There's really not any water, but apparently this was part of a bridge. The bridge is now covered with all this. The old bridge is covered with all this overgrowth. I apologize. I'm trying to get video without people, but it seems to be getting more and more populated as I go. But you can see the stone walls that lead up to the old bridge. That might be a really cool place to explore, actually. Not today, but if I ever come back to this area. I really thought coming out earlier like this, I wouldn't see as many people, but the majority of the people I see are bike riding. So, you know, they're just kind of whizzing past and you can't always hear them coming up behind you. Going over another little bridge here, and notice that there's the railroad, and underneath of it is this really cool, I don't know what it is, culverts, a bunch of culverts. Not sure how well they're going to show up on the camera here, but let me try to get underneath here. It's really hard to see, but there's water flowing out of one or two of them. But it looks like it'd be a cool place to get down and explore. Goes for a good ways. I see a feral cat roaming around over there on the railroad bridge. Just a neat little structure. So of course I had to come down here because it just looked too neat to pass up. There's like a little pathway through there, some briars and stuff, but once you get down here, it's not so bad. But this is what I was talking about. It's a really neat looking little structure. I know that's the railroad up there, but there's all these little culverts and even a little sort of mini waterfall here. So I think it's pretty cool. A little wet, so I don't want to go too far, but check out the little waterfall here. Imagine if there's lots of rain, it would be a pretty cool waterfall. So as you go down the Northwest River Trail towards Bainbridge, the trail eventually gets closer and closer to the river, and there's a couple of little access points that you can go down to the river, and the railroad is still to the left of us. There's a very clear open spot along here. It's by this cute little bridge. To the left of me is some private residence. Really nice house there. And it looks like to be a little store of some sort over there. Not sure. Another little boat launch area. see the smokestacks are to the right of us now and kind of behind us on the trail. Very, very calm water here. Behind us, there starts to be like a little town of some sort, and it's got a road up there, so you can kind of hear some road noise along the trail. So that little thing right there, which is now obviously a tavern, used to be the Bainbridge Inn, or maybe that is still what it's called. I don't know, it's on the map. But we're here in Bainbridge now, and this is the other place that you can park if you just want to go and enjoy the White Cliffs of Conoy, apparently, because this is where my actual All Trails map starts, Cozier Park, and I'm going to follow it to see what I can see. Walk down this little road right off to the right of the actual trail. You can see some of the old abutments, and it's just an old pier where you can probably, you know, just get some good pictures of the water, the serene and peaceful water that we're at right now. Big, wide open space. Not sure what this is. Trying to get a little bit of it before the rest of the people come through. It's almost impossible to get video without people in it on this trail, as you can see. But it looks like a concrete archway of some sort. It looks like there's another one behind it, so perhaps it was some kind of a bridge or something. It's definitely not part of the railroad because the railroad's below it there. Very interesting. You know, it's so weird. I can be walking along here, I don't know, for half a mile, and not see anybody. But as soon as I go to video something, they all come. You can tell it annoys me a little bit. Oh well. So apparently over here to my left there is a quarry with some water in it, and I saw on the map that it says Scuba Drive, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe they do scuba stuff over there. But that sign that says the quarry was under now guard watch kind of makes me think that people were going across, you know, this here and up into the quarry on some man-made trails, and probably had some accidents. I'm really hoping I'm not disappointed when I get up to these White Cliffs. I hope it's a really good view, because 10 miles, it's a long way to walk for just a view. There's a bunch of these concrete structures along the railroad here. Not sure exactly what they were, but right up over that little ledge there, I think that's the quarry that they're talking about. We can't go to. Huh. Gotta wonder what this is. I'm gonna try to walk over here and take a quick peek in and see if there's anything I can see without getting in trouble. I see another sign up here that says the quarry is under surveillance, but I don't plan on going to the quarry. Just kind of wanted to see this structure, see what it is. Very neat though. A lot of graffiti. I can see that I am not the first one here. Really cool. I'm just going to take a peek inside. Not going to get all the way in, but we can just look in here and see. There's not much here left. Not sure exactly what was in here. and if it was part of the quarry or not. But definitely interesting to see this stuff kind of as you're walking along. And it's pretty long. So yeah, I'm not going to go in it, but thought it was pretty cool. There's a road right across from that sign. It's a bunch of people gathered around the sign. I mean, who doesn't work in the middle of the day like this? I'm here because I work night shift. But anyway, not sure exactly what I'm going to see out here. Looks kind of cool though. Oh yeah, check it out. We've actually hit something interesting. We just have to be very careful not to fall off the ledge. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. So these are the White Cliffs of Conoy, I guess part of them anyway. Okay, I had to butt scoot down, but there's kind of a little trail here, and there's a couple up around these things. Gosh, these are really interesting. Let's just keep on going and checking this out. They almost look like big old salt piles, like where you would quarry salt, but I'm not real sure. People go up and down all over these things, it looks like. It comes right out to the river. Oh yeah, this is so pretty. What a neat little place. Yeah, look at this. It's like a swirl down to a little beach here almost. And you can hear the waterfalls. I think, I'm not sure, but these might be the Conoy.Approximately Falls. I'd have to look. I'm not great with geography, but they seem to go to pretty much the whole way across the river here. Wow, what a cool little beach. I found my way to the top. Just this little crack that I followed up, and I got up here and there were people up here already, and they didn't come the way I came, so I'm just gonna walk around here a little bit and find out how many different ways there are to get up and down. They're quite smooth, these cliffs. And over there is the parking lot, sort of where I started. Oh, okay. Easy path that way. A lot easier than the original one, I thought. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go down that way. One last look here at these cool White Cliffs. Okay, so from the trail, I went in a little bit earlier, but there's another entrance here right by the park bench. There's actually a couple entrances that you can come in and walk out and walk around on to see all of this. Very, very interesting. Should have to read a little bit more of how they were formed, what they're made of. I think it's just where the quarry loaded off some stuff. That's what I'm thinking. But I have not read into the history or why it's here. So, all right, I think we're heading back. I'm at 5.6 miles here, so that's how far I have to go back. So I'm on my way back on the paved trail to my car, and I spied out of the corner of my eye this little structure down in the woods. Not real sure what it is, but I had to bushwhack to get down to it, so I'm not sure. This was part of some kind of a spring house, or it's just a big concrete block foundation. Always curious about these, especially when there's no signs and you have no idea what they went to. Could have been part of a lock system, a spring house, part of a railroad station or something like that. Just saw a guy walking with his pet cockatoo on his shoulder, which was pretty cool. Those are pretty big birds. I was a little too shy to ask to take a picture though, but it was fun. So I'm about 8 miles into the hike today. I'm about halfway back to my car down at the wharf, and let me tell you, this pavement, I hate walking on pavement. A little bit of pain in my hips and feet that I don't normally get when I'm walking on soft ground. So I forgot to tell you when I came through here before, there's a little trail that I went back on a little ways that led to the railroad, but it's actually, I didn't notice this, it's the Conoy Canal Trail. They did sign their little log book in there. That's kind of cool. And the trail just goes through there and crosses over the Northwest River Trail and out to the river. So I made it back to my car. It was a really long hike today. A little over, it was about 10.44 miles, I believe it was, out and back. And that's from Fisherman's Wharf out to the White Cliffs of Conoy. A lot of bicycles, people walking dogs, not too many kids, but it was really hard to get video without people in it. I was a little surprised by that, but I probably shouldn't be. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna come back here another time and go out in those rocks a little bit more that we saw in the very beginning, so that ought to be fun. Have a nice weekend. Namaste.